Hi, I'm Pete Gallivan. Welcome to News to Celebrate, where we're highlighting the moments that made headlines and memories this week. From a new chapter for the Buffalo Bills, with the announcement of a new head coach, to engines roaring as the auto show revs up the weekend. And we step inside the Buffalo Fire History Museum to explore the legacy of bravery behind the badge. These stories and more on News to Celebrate.
Hi from the Buffalo Fire Museum, the Lovejoy District of Buffalo, right on William Street. I love it here. This is Jim Albert. Nice to see you. You guys did an outstanding job with this.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna bring my 7-year-old daughter here.
Oh, she'd love it.
I think she would. Just what do kids love about this?
They get to try on the turnout gear. Have a picture taken by mom and dad if they want to. They can take the simulator for a spin. It's a tillered apparatus. Try the alarm boxes. Just walk around and see everything that we have here.
It's kind of, but you could like touch vehicles and stuff, and there's stuff behind glass, but there's stuff that you could just get real next to and see how they did it 100 years ago.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
This is what are we celebrating here? I guess we should talk about the point of the museum.
I would say the history of firefighting in Buffalo, how it developed, and how the dedication for over 100 years still goes on today.
I mean, but you guys got buckets.
Buckets, pompier ladders, which aren't even used anymore, all sorts of helmets, and every time I come in here, I see something new that I haven't noticed before.
If you've been in Buffalo for a generation or two, you probably know a Buffalo firefighter. There's going to be something that connects with you here.
There is.
So what's the best opportunity, but the best way for people to come here and take a look?
We're open Saturday starting at 10 o'clock, and we stay open till about 4 o'clock. If a church group or scout troop or any group would like to come in, we're welcome. We'll make special accommodations during the week to open up and have them come in and look around.
Yeah, it's absolutely free and it's heated. Again, thank you very much, Jim. I appreciate it. The Buffalo Fire Museum on William Street. The website, it's bfhsmuseum.org, I believe, or just Google Buffalo Fire Museum. It'll pop up on your side in the Lovejoy District of Buffalo. I'm Kevin O'Neill, Channel 2 News.
When Dr. Drusy Borowitz came to Buffalo in 1988, cystic fibrosis was considered a devastating diagnosis.
It's a disease that causes mucus to be thick in the lungs and in the digestive system. And in the bad old days, people died in childhood or young adulthood. But we have developed a drug that has dramatically changed the course of CF.
Her work has made her known internationally in the CF circles, but it all started here at home. For more than 25 years, Dr. Borowitz led the Cystic Fibrosis Care Center in Western New York and even enrolled the first subject in a landmark drug trial. And that paved the way for the development of the drug combination known as ETI, which now allows more than 93% of people living with cystic fibrosis to live longer, healthier lives.
But that means 7% of people cannot take this drug. So could you imagine if you were drowning and everyone else got a lifeboat but you didn't? And that's why we have to keep working.
Working to find a cure for CF patients like Brianna DeWitt, who says Dr. Borowitz has given her hope.
Well, obviously she's brilliant, but really it's like the connection that she makes with her patients. So she's seen me through all these different life milestones, and it feels just like an extension of my family.
Dr. Bob Bell, former president and CEO of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, says Dr. Borowitz's leadership has made an impact far beyond Buffalo.
And not only on our foundation in the United States, but worldwide in terms of the care practices that she helped to develop. And so it was that combination of competency and compassion that made her so unique in what she was able to do.
There was this incredible increase in lung function.
Dr. Borowitz says the progress is remarkable and deeply personal.
I truly feel blessed to have been a part of this. People go into medicine because you want to see people who have chronic problems be healthier. This is absolutely amazing.
Now retired, she continues to help advance research and remains humble about the honor she's receiving this year from the Western New York Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
And I'm really pleased to be honored by them, but I hate being the center of attention. It's a team sport. There is no one person that can take all of the credit. So I'm taking the credit for the team.
From her pioneering research to her compassionate care, Dr. Drusy Borowitz has helped turn hope into reality for thousands of families. Truly one of the selfless among us. Melissa Holmes, Channel 2 News.
8 Days of Hope president and founder Steve Tiber lives and works out of the organization's offices in Buffalo. Wednesday, he'll be on the ground in Mississippi to join the deployment responding to widespread power outages.
The communities that we'll be serving are all within about an hour of our headquarters, which is surreal because that never happens, but it's happening this year. Thousands of meals will be distributed to families who have no way to make hot meals or make food. And so our mass feeding arm will be in these 4 cities until the power comes back. So this week we actually had planned training down in Tupelo, Mississippi, which again is with about 45 miles of all these cities. So we're going to go through some of the training, but some of the volunteers that are coming from Buffalo, Western New York, and even Southern Ontario, they'll be assisting with the storm relief as well. Being from Buffalo, we get 14 inches of snow. The next morning, the roads are wet, right? We can manage that. We have the equipment. They don't have the equipment in Mississippi, in Tennessee, in Arkansas, in Alabama. It's pretty hard to get upset when a stranger shows up at your door with a smile, a hot meal, and they're willing to help you.
The Buffalo Bills have a new leader. Joe Brady took the stage for his introductory news conference with Josh Allen and other players in attendance.
Jonathan Acosta was also in that room today. And Jonathan, what did you take away from what turned out to be a very emotional day for Brady?
Hey, Scott and Mary Alice, as Josh Allen told us today, it's really been a whirlwind of the past 2 weeks, from that playoff loss in Denver that ended the Bills season to the team then firing head coach Sean McDermott. That leading to a lot of reflection over what these past 9 years have represented. Today, though, a major step in this team starting to look ahead to the future. Joe Brady introduced as the Bills' newest head coach. Brady serving as the team's offensive coordinator these past 2.5 seasons, now elevating into his very first head coaching role. Energy and alignment within the organization, 2 of the major themes that Brady emphasized today in his introduction. But everyone knows the #1 goal for Brady in taking this job, helping this team get over the hump, get them to their first Super Bowl since the 90s, and to a first Super Bowl with Josh Allen as the quarterback. Brady saying today he's well aware of what he's getting himself into.
I didn't take this job to shy away from expectations. I sure as hell did not do that. I'm embracing it, I'm understanding it, and I'm meeting it full on. I know what I signed up for, and we're going to embrace it because no one rises to low expectations. I want what this city wants. I want what Mr. Pegula deserves.
Josh Allen was one of several players in attendance for the introduction of their new head coach. Allen seen in crutches after having a procedure on his right foot.
Nestled between the pines and the peaks of the Adirondacks is a quaint little village.
You definitely feel the Olympic spirit.
Year-round population about 2,200, but they roll out the welcome mat to more than 3 million visitors a year. It's a place where history and competition are the main attractions.
I mean, it's kind of electric, just, having that feeling of being in an Olympic town with the Olympics coming up.
I'm talking, of course, about the site of the 1932 and 1980 Winter Olympics, Lake Placid, New York.
A traveler can come and they can take the gondola to the top of Whiteface, or they can go to the top of the ski jumps. They can do the rock climbing out at Mount Van Hovenberg or a bobsled ride. So they really get to submerge themselves in the venues themselves, as well as watching these international athletes who are headed to the Olympics.
Athletes like Johnny Gustafson, who represented the U.S. at the 2022 Beijing Games and who had just won the International Luge Federation's Nations Cup in Lake Placid when we interviewed him. His love affair with Lake Placid started years ago.
Yeah, I used to play hockey as well, so coming here with the Miracle on Ice always in the back of your mind, it's fun.
And that Olympic flame is only fanned because of the continued investment in keeping these facilities viable sites of world-class competition.
Starting in November, we were hosting figure skaters with Skate America. This weekend is lugers for World Cup Luge. In a couple of weeks, we'll have bobsledders here for North America Cup, and then we'll have World Cup aerials. And those are all athletes that are looking to go to the Olympic Games.
It keeps us on the international stage, so we're always out there, being recognized as an international destination for high-level competition. It also keeps Lake Placid and the Adirondacks in the eyes of the travelers.
And the future and former Olympians who call this region home also see the excitement grow during times of the games. Karen Cortland Kelly was born in New Jersey, competed in the 1994 Winter Olympics, and these days she wraps herself in that Olympic spirit, living and teaching skating here.
You get to inspire everyone who comes. I mean, I think that's the most special thing to me about living in Lake Placid. Whether you're meeting a youngster who's never skated, and I have the honor of taking them on the ice for the first time. You had the honor of representing the United States at the Olympic Games, and then you have a duty to, carry that on.
And for the athletes who grew up in this environment, the Olympic dream was always tangible. Lake Placid has sent at least one competitor to every Winter Olympics since they started in 1924, like alpine racer and two-time Olympic medalist Andrew Weibrecht.
When you have that number of people that have locally done it and you grow up around that environment, you're like, well, yeah, this guy is totally normal. If he can do it, then I can do it. And I think it really gets in, and it's a self-perpetuating type of thing where kids see that and they look at it and say, yeah, of course this is attainable. This is just what people from my town do.
And you can tour all of that pride and history in the newly renovated Olympic Museum, celebrating the firsts that happened here, like the first indoor Olympic hockey game and the first time a podium was ever used in the games. And also remember the greats that brought the magic to these mountains.
I hope people understand Lake Placid's Olympic legacy and the story that has happened here and how it's continuing to happen.
You could say Haley Skimura was born to be a hockey player.
It all started on the backyard rink, though, with my dad and my brothers.
Her father, Buffalo's own Peter Skimura, played in the NHL for Washington, and that fact helped Haley to dream big.
I think the first kind of sighting I have of it is when I was on a 10U boys team and everyone wrote down their goals in this little booklet that the parents would get, and mine said I wanted to be an Olympian.
And in the 2022 games, that dream became reality. And despite COVID making things a bit different, she made sure to take in as much as she could.
I do remember I made a point to make sure I appreciated every single moment. So I think opening ceremonies was the most jaw-dropping moment of them all, in my opinion. It kind of all culminated in that moment. That made me realize I am at the Olympics. I fulfilled my dream. This is it. And you're with everyone on Team USA walking in together. So it's just incredible.
This time around, she'll have several people from close to home walking with her. We got a sneak peek this past fall with the rivalry series, which saw the U.S. and Canada play against each other in warm-up games, including one here in Buffalo. One of her teammates from that team, as well as on the Olympic roster, is from just down the thruway in Rochester, defenseman Haley Wynn.
Yeah, it's obviously everyone's dream to be able to represent your country at the highest stage in the world, so it's kind of surreal to think about that. It's an opportunity coming up. If you told 10-year-old me, I probably wouldn't believe it, but it was definitely always a dream that she had. Obviously, the Pro League wasn't a thing when I was 10, so I knew I wanted to play hockey as long as I could, but I knew the Olympics was really the biggest dream I had because that wasn't going to go away.
Those two players are not the only ones from New York State connected with the team. You have team doctor Allie Howe, who grew up in Batavia.
When I was in third grade, I thought I'd play soccer in the Olympics. It didn't exist yet, but that was my plan. And I remember writing it on an assignment that we had. And my plan was actually to play with the boys, because that's what we did at that time. And she said, oh, did Allie ever make it to the Olympics? She really wanted to go to the Olympics. And my parents said, yes, she did. She did. She's gone to quite a few. And the trainer said, holy cow, like, what sport? And they said, oh, no, she's just a doctor.
Another member of the team also had an unusual path to the games. Katie Million grew up in Hannibal in central New York. After college, she went to work for the Olympic Authority in Lake Placid. Through that experience, she landed a job as the women's commissioner of the Western Collegiate Hockey Association and ultimately the executive director of all of USA Hockey's women's programs. One connection she made in her early days in Lake Placid was coordinating events for the 1980 Miracle on Ice team, an experience that continues to have a great impact on her.
What I've learned from those guys have been able to bring with me to, this team, and, it's very inspirational for sure.
Inspirations of gold as the Empire State shows out strong for the red, white, and blue.
Hi, from the Buffalo Niagara Heritage Village. Back in the day, it was called the Amherst Museum, but they've broadened out the name to really better fit its purpose. It's a campus filled with historic buildings. This is the largest of the buildings with rotating exhibits. This is Executive Director Carrie Stiver. Hi.
Hello.
Let's talk specifically about the room first.
Yes, so we are in our Amherst Gallery. This exhibit focuses entirely on the history of the town of Amherst and the surrounding community.
This building always has outstanding permanent exhibits and then rotating exhibits as well.
Yeah, so we're in the Shaw Museum building, which is where our exhibits and our library and reading room are housed.
And people are looking for stuff to do, and you guys have a room dedicated to trivia and workshops and stuff.
That's right. We are closed in the outdoor village for the winter, but we have stuff going on year-round, trivia nights, workshops, different programming throughout the entire year.
What's with the maple stuff?
So in March, we are kicking off our outdoor season with our Maple Festival. So we're having a pancake breakfast, and we have some really exciting and very interesting educational activities outdoor, including showing you how we make maple syrup from the sap that we collect from our very own maple trees.
Kids groups come here, senior groups are part of your regular clientele as well?
Absolutely. We love having students from school field trips, senior groups, any group that wants to come and take a tour, just reach out and we can get you in.
I think, but again, if people are looking to get out of the house and spend an hour or two in exploring Western New York history, if you're new to the area or from the area, this is a neat place to go.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a bunch of different exhibits and, like I said, programming throughout the year, so just check out the website.
Okay, regular days and hours, do you know those off the top of your head?
We are program only now during the winter, and then we're going to open up in May for regular admission.
Okay, the website is the initials bnhv.org on your side from the Buffalo Niagara Heritage Village in Amherst. I'm Kevin O'Neill, Channel 2 News.
A very busy, popular summertime destination, but we've always, struggled to find our fitting during the winter. And over the last several years, we've closed for the season. We really wanted to, tweak our concept and find something that would be, more of a draw during the winter months. And my partner Mike Schatzel had the idea for Parmed. It's a Brooklyn-style Italian restaurant. We want to focus on comfort food that's approachable and affordable. And we're right next to the arena. We're right next to the skating rink, so there's always a lot of families down here.
Co-owner Jason Davidson and chef Max Moore crafted a menu designed to warm up Western New Yorkers all winter long.
Our pasta fazool, obviously a great vegetarian Italian soup. Our stuffed peppers, which are a Buffalo favorite. Eggplant parmesan. And our bestseller, which is the chicken parm, the staple, the breadwinner. We also make scratch-made desserts like our tiramisu. The breads are homemade, the sauces are homemade. We really want to focus on, on being a scratch kitchen. We try to make it very affordable. We do a date night deal, which is 2 parmed entrees and a bottle of vino for $49. Anybody can afford to go out anytime with that. And it's easy and it's affordable, and it's a crowd pleaser for a family. There's a little bit for everybody.
Back now on Most Buffalo, and Feed More Western New York is asking for your help to spread the love this February by donating unopened jars of peanut butter. The organization has kicked off its annual Spread the Love Peanut Butter Drive. Joining us right now is Kat Chick from Feed More Western New York. And Kat, tell us all about this. It starts in February, so people are getting a little heads up here.
Absolutely. As you said, it starts in February, but truly, if you want to get a head start and start donating now, we absolutely would welcome those donations. It is our Spread the Love Peanut Butter Drive, and it is an annual drive that we hold during the month of February to help spread awareness and encourage donations of peanut butter. So peanut butter is one of our most highly requested items by the partner pantries that we serve. It is also a very staple item that goes into the backpack program bags of food that we provide to children in need. So it is really a staple food donation at Feed More Western New York, and this drive allows us to make sure that we're replenishing our shelves and replenishing the shelves of our partner food pantries across our 4-county service area.
And you talked about replenishing the shelves. Can you explain a little? We hear so much about food drives at the end of the year around the holidays, but now that we are almost done with January, can you just explain a little bit about what happens with demand and also supply at the food pantries this time of year?
Well, that's exactly right. We know that a lot of people in the community remember to donate food items during the months of October, November, December, that typical holiday season of giving. But after the first of the year, we do see those food donations tend to dip and they really slow down. Unfortunately, the need does not. We know that we have people who are in need of food assistance 365 days of the year. So that's why these types of donations are so critical. And when we receive food donations like these peanut butter donations, we are able to take them directly to our partner food pantries, soup kitchens, and other hunger relief agencies that we work with. We provide food to nearly 400 of these hunger relief partners throughout Erie, Niagara, Cattaraugus, and Chautauqua counties, serving tens of thousands of people who are facing food insecurity each day.
So the Spread the Love Drive is happening all throughout the month of February. Once again, how can people get their donations to you? There's a couple different ways.
There is a couple different ways. We want to make sure that it's easy as possible for you to participate. So one of the easiest ways you can do that is just drop it off at our warehouse. We are located at 91 Holt Street, H-O-L-T Street in Buffalo. Our hours are Mondays through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're also open on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to noon, so you can drop those donations off. You can also go online at feedmorewny.org. We have a link to Instacart's Community Carts program, and that is a way that you can actually purchase donations of peanut butter or food items and have it shipped directly to our warehouse. So with just a few clicks, don't have to leave your own home, you can make a tremendous difference in fighting food insecurity right here in Western New York. The third option is if you want to hold a food drive, a peanut butter drive, with your community group, your school, your business, you can reach out to us again at feedmorewny.org or go to our Spread the Love page on our feedmorewny.org website, and you can get involved as a school group or a community group or a business. You can also call us at 716-822-2002, and we can get that set up for you right over the phone.
And Kat, are all different kinds of nut butters accepted?
Absolutely. So, we know a lot of people are facing food allergies. They may have a nut allergy. So if you want to donate soy butter, sunflower butter, all of that is accepted. Other nut butters like cashew, almond. People say, can I do crunchy or creamy? Yes, we welcome crunchy peanut butter, creamy donations of peanut butter, as well as those kinds that have the jelly already mixed in. We welcome all. We welcome all, and we are really grateful for it because we know that it's such a needed food item. It's not only packed with protein, but it's a fan favorite for children and adults alike. And again, it really helps make sure that we're packing our backpack program donations of food as well as our partner pantries with those needed items of peanut butter.
Kat Chick is joining us from Feed More Western New York. Feedmorewny.org is the website to learn much more about their Spread the Love Drive happening all throughout the month of February. Kat, thank you so much for your time today. We'll talk to you soon.
And that's our look back at the week that was. Thanks for celebrating with us. We'll see you next time on News to Celebrate.